This
Sure.
conference will now be recorded.
Let me introduce myself. This is, I think, okay, sorry. This is Srikanth. Here I have approximately 10 plus years of experience on IT. Within these 10 years, approximately 6 to 7 years of experience I have on Mulesoft. So here I'm not only the Mulesoft trainer. Here also I am also a Mulesoft architect trainer as well. So apart from these things, I'm also freelancer from Upwork. Currently, I'm not doing any freelancer activities because as per my company's policies and compliance issues, but I can show you out where I grabbed the projects and how many projects where I worked on. Those things I will show you out. Okay. Approximately, I think from 2016 onwards, I had started my career as a freelancer, side by side as working as a full-time employer. There, I grabbed approximately 6 projects over there. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I started as a freelancer from 2016 onwards on this MuleSoft, and approximately I delivered 4 projects on this, and this is the biggest project which I delivered for one of my client, and still the code with me only, and 460 hours worked over there, and approximately $8K I earned from Upwork. That's all very high level about me, team. So would you like to know anything else from my side? Otherwise, we can take the introduction from you as well so that I can drive the session as smooth as possible. Okay. So what I'm expecting from all of you is how much experience do you have, and are you from the technology background or non-technology background? Just let me know these two things. That will be greatly helpful for me. Yeah.
Uh, Hi, Shrikant. This is Triveni.
Hi,
Uh,
Triveni.
I have around 2 years of experience as a full stack .NET developer. I worked in different technology clients, different clients like insurance and uh, uh, some genetic related domain. So I work with a good knowledge on C Sharp, SQL, and I worked with UI design development like Angular. So
Oh,
these
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I also have a work experience with a PCF in one of the projects. Mm,
Okay.
Yeah, this is all the skills I have. I'm pretty much interested with learning with the mules of technology, and I'm not completely aware of this technology, how
Yeah.
it and what is this, what's the background of this, and I'm eager to learn this.
Thanks a lot, Triveni. Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Hi Shrikant, this is Hanu Kavuri. I have
Yeah. Hi.
over 13 years of experience in SAP. I'm a SAP development manager in Salt Lake City, USA.
Okay.
Uh, my core skill of development is like ABAP, PI, PO, CPI, all the integration areas, which I have been working from past 10 years on SAP. Before SAP, I used to work on Oracle and Java and all other legacy technologies. So
Okay.
right now I'm pretty much interested to learn on this AnyPoint MuleSoft ESB. I had very good experience on web methods, TIPCO and CPI, but yeah,
Oh.
MuleSoft is one gray area for me. So I just wanted to add this
Mhm.
to my integration layer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know already these technologies, web methods and TIPCO, you can easily grasp these technology as soon as possible compared to any other people, any other person within our
Sure.
class.
Yeah. Thank
Pretty
you.
much same compared to any other technology from other technologies. Okay, anyone else? Harshavardhan, Harikiran, Deepthi, others. Would you like to go next?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Deepthi, it's loud and clear. Yeah, go ahead. Would you like to let me know, are you from the technology background or from any other? Can I assume each and everyone from the technology background?
No.
If okay.
Hello?
Yeah, Harsha, go ahead. Are you from the technology background or from testing
No,
or
no, no, sir. I'm from non-technical.
okay, yeah, Harsha. Yeah.
I have no IT experience.
Okay. No issues, Harsha. Yeah. I will try my level
Yes.
best to explain you that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Can you hear?
Hi Sriram, this is Madhuri.
Yeah, hi, Madhuri. Go ahead.
I have previous experience in testing.
Okay.
I'm new to this technology and I don't know anything about this Mulesoft. And I have I have the experience in C Sharp and
Okay.
that's
So
it.
you are from the technology background, right? There is a
Yes.
lot of noise in the background.
Um,
It's difficult to hear. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Let me jump into my presentation. So as part of today, what I'm going to walk you through is, so what is a MuleSoft and why we want to use the MuleSoft, who are all the competitors for the MuleSoft, okay, and what are the some of the best practices, as what is the advantages to use the MuleSoft. These things we'll learn. Apart from that, as part of this session, I'm going to walk you through a little bit complex program so that I can set some expectations from my side, okay, so that you can easily understand how this training is going on each and every day, okay. So that's the thing. So that project today I'm going to discuss about the just give me a minute. Today I'm going to explain the eBay to City Shop Bazaar integration, or you can say that maybe we will pull out the data from the eBay to, we will push the data into the database, okay. So that it will be a little bit complex program, so that I can put an expectation saying that how easy or how complex this training or how easy this tool to learn to grow your career, okay. So that's the thing. So let me go to my first slide. So as part of today's session, okay, right? So what is a MuleSoft? Okay, MuleSoft is nothing but a middleware integration tool. Okay, so also called as an integration framework. You can ask me a question again. What is a middleware integration framework again? So it's nothing but it will connect between the 2 points. For example, so you have a 1 point over here, you have a one more point. MuleSoft sits in between these 2 points, okay. These points also called as source point, source system, and other point is called as target system. So source is nothing but where you are taking the data. For example, MuleSoft is taking data from the system, or the system, the other system is giving the data to the MuleSoft, that is called as source system, okay. and Mulesoft is giving the data, okay, and other system is taking the data, okay. From here it is taking the data, or if Mulesoft is pushing the data to the other system is called as target system. The source system can be anything. It could be Salesforce, it could be SAP system or Alfresco or file system, uh, web applications or Amazon S3, any sort of system, wherever you take the data, okay. Also the target system also become as a Salesforce or SAP system or Alfresco. The only differentiation over here is if you are giving the data to the other system, that will become as a target system. If you are taking the data from the one system, that is become as a source system. That is why the Mulesoft is called as a middleware integration platform or integration framework, okay. And Mulesoft is not only offering the Mulesoft Studio, it is also offering few other softwares and frameworks. Some of them are MuleSP and API managers and some more else. Okay, by using the Mulesoft Studio, you can develop a projects. Okay, these projects once developed, these projects will be deployed into a server that is called MuleSP server. Okay, either you can use the Mulesoft server, or there are existing servers are also available, such as application server or web application server or enterprise servers, whatever it is. Okay, in there also, like Tomcat or WebSphere, you can deploy your application, whatever you developed by using Mulesoft Studio, you can deploy your application into those servers, so that it will be available for the clients on 24/7. It will serve all the requests for your clients. Okay, the other one, the API manager. So what it will do is, API manager, it will apply the policies, it will restrict the accesses on the middleware layer. For example, if anyone is trying to access your Mulesoft, you can put the rate limits. You can don't you if you do not want to give your resource not more than 10 times, or not even exceeding some threshold, some limit. Okay, so you can apply those things on the API manager. Even the policies, and also if you want to apply some security policies, you can do that. You don't need to write any code. Even though you can do that authentication and authorization, there are plenty of policies which you can apply without writing single line of code. Okay, and also you can track how many times the particular API is executing, it is consuming the time or memory, each and everything you can track by using the API manager. Okay, and this Mulesoft is totally developed on top of Java. Okay, and that's the reason it is a pretty much lightweight, and it is a lightweight, and even though it can be executed any sort of environment, I mean to say Linux or Unix, or you can control the environment, the memory, anything by using these advantages. Okay, and the Mulesoft is not only the player within this integration or middleware platform. There are other competitors also there. Some of them are RQ Service Bus, WSO2, WebSphere, JBoss, and Web Methods, TIPCO, and Delboomi, and Spring Integration. There are plenty of other handful of tools are there to compete with the Mulesoft. But why we are getting this much traction in the market, we need to identify. Okay, the very first one is Mulesoft is not only offering the license based applications software, it has a free also, that is called community edition. By using the community edition, it is a free of cost, and you can develop any sort of project, okay, without paying single penny to the Mulesoft. Even you can build your own sort of middleware platform by using the open source project which is offering by the Mulesoft. Okay, the code also will be available on the internet. Okay, so that you can use it, so that you can trust it, because there is no hidden loopholes or whatever it is. Okay, you can enhance the code, or you can customize the code accordingly for your project. Okay, And the second thing is license cost. The cost is compared to the competitors pretty much very low, and even though it is offering the cloud and the API services, API manager, each and everything on the same cost. Okay, and if you are working with the web methods or any other tool, you need to pay the license based on the service. Here you don't need such a way that. Okay, and the third one is the community support. So whenever you face a problem, if you Google it, you can find the solution immediately. That is the one more advantage. And if you are not satisfying with the features which is offering by the Mulesoft, you can build your own customized connectors or components whatever you want by using the Java or any other third-party technology you have. Third-party technology you can add as a connector to your Mulesoft. Okay, and the Mulesoft also has the UI framework. By using that, you can drag and drop the functionality, I'm saying connectors or components, and it will generate the code on top of it. You don't need to spend a lot of time. Okay, so far we have discussed about the what is a Mulesoft, where it will be used, what kind of frameworks or softwares it is offering, and what kind of language which is used to develop the Mulesoft, who are all the competitors for the Mulesoft. Okay, so anyone has any questions team so far? I'm happy to answer.
Shrikant, I have a quick question on this.
Yeah,
Um, is it open source
yes.
for any practices, or do we really need to have a licensed version to
No,
download into our local desktop?
no, you can download and you can use any number of years, but there is a compliance issue, that is you should not use this tool to for your commercial purpose.
Yeah.
I mean to say you should not sell the project which is developed on this Mulesoft tool.
Okay, got it. Yeah, just for my knowledge, if I
Yeah,
want to have a
mining
practice.
purpose absolutely free, and you don't need to pay single license cost, single penny for this.
Okay, like yeah, I just wanted to go through all the tools which can help me to develop an end-to-end API. That is what maybe I can expect from you in the future session, maybe.
Right, I agree. Yes. Go
Srikant,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
as you said, this is based on Java side. So,
Yes.
need to have any idea about the Java technology before
Okay. So
holding?
until 4.x, yes, Java is a mandatory. From the 4.x onwards, even though MuleSoft people, they are planning to disconnect from the Java. Okay, that's the reason they were enhancing their futures on the data view language. They were coming up with their own data mapper kind of a technology. Okay, so if you learn that one and you don't need any other programming languages to be used in your project. Okay, but if you know any one of the programming language, it will be great fit for your career, because all the times, for example, if you're working for a project, the functionality is not available, or some core product which is developed by the Java, by using the Java in your organization, if you want to utilize the Java code, either your project team, they may ask you to build a connector, or they will ask you to use the same code in your Mulesoft instead of uh, rewriting the code or building from the scratch again. Mostly they want to reuse it, right? If that is the case, Mulesoft is offering a Java connector. Just you should aware what is the method, what is the input you need to pass parameters, and what kind of output it is coming. Those three values you should aware. Okay, if you're aware of these things, then you don't need anything. Okay.
Yeah, basically I'm a .NET developer.
Yeah.
So are we going to connect those connections in?
Yes, I will show you in one class how to use the Java connector. Even if you want, I will use the .NET connector as well. Okay, even Python, even Groovy connector also we have. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. It's a very straightforward. Just in your .NET also, you will use the methods, right? .NET methods, functions, right? So you will pass the parameters and you will expect the return statement, right? Return value. Those things, if you are aware, then it's good. And but yeah, if you
So,
want to,
yeah.
if you
So,
want
what
to
is
be
the
very,
you are learning as of this?
go ahead, Triveni. Sorry, my apologies. I lost somewhere. Yeah.
Sorry. So, what is the version we are going to learn a part of this?
4.2.
4.2. Okay.
Yeah, it's a stabilized version compared to 4.1.2 or 4.3.
Okay.
Anyone?
One more question, Shrikant. So as you talked about the connectors, so
Yes.
do you have any connectors which are needed to purchase, like
You
S3,
don't need.
Amazon S3, or Kafka, or if I would like to talk to any other social media, so do I need to purchase any of the
Social
additional?
media connectors, you don't need to purchase anything.
Mhm.
Amazon S3, if you have an Amazon S3 account, yes, you can utilize it. Even SAP as well. Even I connected the SAP by using the SAP BAPIs, and we collected
Yeah,
the data from the SAP system.
yeah. So for Amazon S3, if I would like to connect from a database to push it to Amazon S3 to
Yes,
a
you can do
Snowflake
that.
or something, so do I need to purchase the connector license or something additional?
No, connected, not the connector license. Amazon S3 account you should have, no?
Yeah,
Amazon
yeah,
S3 is not a free of cost, right? It's same kind of storage location, you can say that, right? It's like FTP
yeah,
and SFTP, right?
yeah.
Yeah, cloud based that one, right? So you have, if you have an account, yes, you can
Yeah,
just
we
pass the
have.
credentials. You can do that.
Like I
Am
think
I answered?
others asked one question on the limitations of MuleSoft compared to all other middlewares.
Yeah, some, for example, TIBCO is not an open source, as I know. Even web methods is a future wise, for example, SAP, if you are working in Salesforce license you need to pay. And if you're working for SAP and SAP specific license you need to pay. And it is not, it's a product one. I'm to say you can't deploy your application specific to the other web browser, web servers. It's a, this MuleSoft is a totally Java convenient. I'm say Java or any .NET or any other application, normal application, desktop normal applications, you know, right? So software applications, you can deploy into servers. You can treat the MuleSoft as same as like that. And those tools, it's not a open source, even though, and even it's a license card, as I mentioned, all these features, right? I'm saying, yeah, some of them doesn't has capabilities which it has in the MuleSoft, right? For example, uh, you can write any customized logic for your requirement, but in other tools you need to request the that vendor to build the service or functionality for your organization specific, right? You are totally dependent with the tool vendor, right? Here you don't need to be bothered about anything else. If you have the skill, you can go ahead and implement it like that.
Okay, yeah. One more question. Is it a fat client which we have to download to desktop, or is just like you can play and plug in from the web browser and then just do an integration and
There
deploy
has
online?
recently they were introduced such a way that, but most of the organizations still they were using the any pointer studio, or you can say that MuleSoft Studio, to build your projects, because that is a convenient and easiest way instead of browser based development.
Got it. Yeah. So how we can deploy from queue to prod or dev to queue?
We will use the same as CI/CD process like Jenkins. You may aware of that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you are going to push your code to your SVN tool such as GitHub or Bitbucket, whatever it is. Then this Jenkins, it will download the code and it will take a build by using the Maven. And once there are no issues, the build satisfied with the results, and once it is satisfied with the sonar or whatever it is, okay,
Yeah.
and then it will move to the specific environment, like either Cloud Hub or a Cloud Hub based deployment, or maybe on-premises based deployment, it will taken care by using the CI Jenkins.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll ask more questions because I have one more question, but I will talk to you later
Yeah, go ahead, no
regarding the
issue.
cache issues.
Caching,
Do you get? Yeah.
MuleSoft by default it is providing the caching mechanism. You
Hmm.
can use it. Either you can use the object store. Mostly people will use the object store. Some people will use the default mechanism. That is for very rare situations.
Yeah, because while you are running some business processes within MuleSoft, if I would
Right.
like to add a new integration, if can I deploy because it is going to refresh the cache completely and it may disrupt the existing message processing between
Yeah, you can use
systems.
the object store to replace the object specific value, or you can add a new object value into the cache
Okay,
so
got
that
it.
it won't
Yeah,
disturb existing ones.
sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Difference between the Anypoint platform and Anypoint Studio. So Anypoint platform is a cloud based. Okay, Anypoint Studio is in your local based. Okay. So recently they changed the names. I'm saying they are coming with different names. Initially they called as Mulesoft, then Mulesoft Studio, then Anypoint Studio, like that. Okay, you don't need to worry about all those things. We going forward we will discuss how to deploy the how to create a project in the Cloud Hub based Anypoint platform, and how to we'll create a project on the MuleSoft Studio, and those things will come to know the others. Is that okay? Okay, thank you, others. And if anyone else, any other questions? If you do not have, we'll move to the next slide. Okay, good. Okay, so let's understand. Okay, are we going to use the Git or Jenkins or SonarQube? SonarQube, we are not using it. Mostly here we are not using any Java code, so we don't need majorly. And yes, so we are going to use the GitHub to download the projects, and also we are going to use Jenkins, and yeah, that's it. Okay, even I don't have the Nexus. If you have the Nexus account, and yeah, I will explain what is the Nexus and based on that we'll move ahead. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, Adarsh. Thank you very much. So let's understand why we want to use the MuleSoft. Without the MuleSoft, can we achieve same kind of functionality? Absolutely, yes. Without the MuleSoft, also you can fulfill the middleware platform, okay, by using the Spring Framework or .NET or Hibernate or web services or any other standalone programming languages you can fulfill your project requirement without using the MuleSoft or TIBCO or web methods or anything. Okay, the only reason behind to use these middleware integration platforms is to reduce the development cost. Okay, to reduce the development cost, increase the productivity, and all. Okay, how we are going to do, how we are going to achieve these things? Each and every project has some common practices: authentication framework, validation framework, caching mechanism, entity mapping, process management, service mocking. Mostly all of these are some are very small. Okay, even logging framework, core modules, there are some of them, database connectivity, whatever it is. Okay, all of them are common for the each and every project. Okay. So these middleware platforms are ESB tools. What they has done is they bring under all the common practices from the each and every project under one umbrella, that is called ESB tools. That's it. So for example, if you want to connect to a database in the .NET or Java or Python, whatever the standard programming languages, you need to spend at least 2 to 5 days of time to establish a proper connection and proper connection poolings, and there are a lot of things you need to do that. Okay, so but here in the Mulesoft you have a database connector. Just you will drag and drop, you will configure it all the pooling mechanism with respect to the database connections and whatever the common, right? So, and also you just need to pass the credentials, that's it. Okay, that is the first phase. And once you are extracting the data from the database or Salesforce or SAP system, you need to write a lot of code to transform into a desired format. Okay, each and every time you need to check with your database team what kind of what is the field, what is the data type of the field, and what kind of minimum value, what is the maximum value. All those things you need to check with them. But by using these connectors in the Mulesoft, it will uses the data sense language. Okay, data sense. By using this, it will extract all the metadata, okay, of the particular table or whatever it is. And by using the metadata, you can use the data view language, and by using the data drag and drop, you can generate the code. Okay, that's it. If you want to achieve same kind of functionality in any other standalone programming languages, it will take at least 1 week to 3 weeks of time. Any sort of requirement, small, even small requirement as well. But by using the Mulesoft, you are going to complete 2 to 3 days. Okay, and here you don't need any expert to build such a complex environment, right? Like preparing the connection pooling and all, and creating the core modules to transform the data. Okay, those things you don't need. Even from the transformation side, you know, XML to JSON, if you want to transform, okay, you need to write a lot of code. You need to first understand the schemas. First you need to build the schema based libraries you need to add. From there you need to map the data. There are a lot of things. But by using the Mulesoft, you don't need. Just provide the example of the XML file and example of the JSON file. That's it to generate the metadata. Based on the metadata, if you drag and drop, the code will be get generated. Okay, so that is that one. So the overall the extent what I want to say is, whatever the common practices are there, each and every project they bring under one umbrella and they create it as a tool. That's it. That is the way entire these tools or Mulesoft is developed or created, or the industries had been using these things. Okay. In entire Mulesoft, in entire your development career, you are hardly going to use these data types or data formats. Okay, XML, JSON, CSV, and flat file or Excel file and copybook. Maximum these types. Even this is not, you are not going to use it in most situations. Even flat file also. Okay, and remaining things, EDI is a B2B businesses. It is going to be used, and you are not responsible and you don't know anything. It's a huge concept is involved over here. Okay, separate BA teams will be there to fulfill your requirement. Okay, and HL7 also you don't need, because it's especially specific for healthcare domain. Okay, in the CT scan or MRI scans, if you want to pull out scanned images, okay, you need to use the HL7 messages. It can't understand the XML or JSON, whatever it was. It can't understand. Only it can understand HL7. It's a separate language. Okay, even though you don't need. Okay, so these are the major types you are going to use. Let's see now how this Mulesoft is communicating with the 2 points like source and target system. Just assume that this is a source system and this is the target system, and this is the source and this is the target. Just assume that, for example, this is a Samsung and this is for Amazon. Okay, this is for eBay. Okay, and this is for Adidas. Okay, just assume that. Okay, if the Samsung want to sell the products with the Amazon, okay, so what will happen? Amazon can't understand Samsung what the type of data it is sending. So that's the reason Amazon, they may expose the services like APIs. Okay, so Samsung has to consume that APIs. It has to build the code. Okay, and building the APIs, it will take some time, and consuming the API, transforming the data into desired format, it will take some more time, and storing the data into their databases or their data lakes or whatever it is, if they want to store, it will take some more time. Okay, if they were using the Mulesoft or any other platforms, if it is not in the existing process, if it is take 10 months of time, by using the Mulesoft, within 1 month to 2 months you can complete it. Here if you use 3 to 4 resources, here by using the 2 resources you can complete entire requirement. Okay, and totally this is the entire process. Okay, in the Mulesoft, approximately you have 500 plus connectors are there. By using all these connectors, you can connect any sort of environment or any sort of system in the world. Okay, so that's all from my second slide, team. So for what we have discussed is how this Mulesoft is kind of tools are created. Okay, what kind of advantages we have by using these ESB tools. Okay, and what kind of challenges it is we are going to overcome by using this tool. Okay, and what kind of data formats we are going to use within the Mulesoft development, how this Mulesoft communicate each and other. Okay, this is the points which we have discussed. Okay, and anyone has any questions, team, so far? So EDI is, there are two types, team, EDIFACT and some other thing is there. Okay, EDIFACT is the international standard. If you are, for example, there is a Reliance company, if they want to purchase oil from the Arab countries. Okay, so what will happen is they can't use the normal I'm say purchase order kind of messages, right? The statements, they can't use it. If they use it, that's okay, based on their understanding they can use it. But the problem is, in some situations, some later point of time, if the ship is collapsed, or if the oil whatever they are sending by the Arab countries is not met the quality which is expecting by the Reliance, so they want to file a case, suit on these Arab countries. So country specific justice centers you can't go. Okay, there will be a international justice centers. Okay, you have to go there, you need to file a suit or case or whatever it is. Okay, so if you go with normal paper statement or normal order statements, they can't accept it. You have to use EDIFACT based EDI messages. There are one more format. You have to use
CIDX.
those two formats. Come again, bro?
CIDX.
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Not see. I don't know exactly.
Ansitol EDIFACT
Uh,
role and CIDX.
yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, right. Right. So you have to use either by one. Some European countries, they are following EDIFACT, and ASEAN countries and US markets, they are following different formats. But at the end of the day, you have to use that one. Okay. And the other one you asked for copybook. Yeah, so this is one of the best format the people had been using to what we can say, huge set of file, you can compress it, and you can use separate format. You can how, I don't know how to explain that. Okay, it has a separate structure. Okay, it won't be look like Excel file or JSON file. Okay, you can adopt any size of data. It is easy to what I can say, read to another format like Excel or JSON formats. Okay, and mostly this IBM copybook files, as it will the format will be look like almost similar to SAP BAPI result. I'm say BAPI IBAP files. I think so. IBAP result, as I know. I'm not pretty much sure exactly, but it's almost all similar. But last time we had used the 4 to 5 years before. I'm not able to remember exactly at this moment of time. I'm not, to be frank, I'm not to say copybook, I'm not clear, but I know the format how it is look like. Okay, but I'm not able to explain how it is going to look like. Okay, to use. Thank you, bro. Thank you, others.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
What,
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Srikanth, one quick question on this.
Yeah.
Do we have the monitoring tools as part of this? Because we would like to see the how many thousands or millions of messages are getting processed on a daily basis.
You are
Like,
going to use API manager. There you are going to track API
yeah,
level, and also you have the, not in such a way that, but you have event tracker is there in the MuleSoft. There you can track how many messages are processed by the specific message processor.
yeah, because if not API, suppose if it is a non-async, I mean asynchronous scenarios, like synchronous, I know it will be like easy for API manager to track the messages failed or connectivity issues. But asynchronous, we should have to monitor and reprocess when if the suppose the
Yeah.
target client SFTP is down. Do we have that monitoring links or
Not specific, but in the any point platform level, you can track the message processor level. Not, I'm say some tools has extensive mechanism to track what happened each and every layer level, right? But
oh,
here you don't have that much extensive tracking mechanism. But some people will use them, say, to increase the performance purpose. Yes, it is enough and efficient.
sure, yeah. Yeah. One more question, quick question on this. Do we have this alerting mechanism, like if this APIs are failed, or if the asynchronous messages got failed, can we just set up some alerts to the teams to get it to know, or do they
Yeah,
really need to
say
visit and monitor?
normally in the development practices, you will put the messages in the dead queue. That's what we followed so far. Okay,
Mhm.
if any message execution is failed. Okay, but
Oh,
you can't alert it, as I know. Maybe as I know, that's what
okay,
I'm
yeah.
confident that you can't alert it. Just you can put the message in the dead queue. From there you can pick it up and process it later point of time.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Must to learn with the MuleSoft. Yeah, you have to use the GitHub, and what else? You will day to day. These are, you don't need specific tools to along with the MuleSoft. If you are a fresher, yes, I can recommend it. But if you are a real-time candidate, yes, you don't need any specific kind of tools. But you need to use the RAML. Obviously, if you are learning the MuleSoft, means you should have some background on the APIs. Okay, if you are a fresher, yes, you need to learn the GitHub, and what is an XML tutorial you have to go, and JSON tutorial you have to go, and what else? Some little bit kind of programming languages, for example, such as Java or .NET or JavaScript or Python, some kind of tools. Okay, at least you should aware. Yes, Jira is fine. Splunk and Ansible you don't need. Okay, is that fine, bro?
Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's all from my presentation side. Just I will go with the last slide. I have few more slides, but I don't want to go all of them. In here, we're going to track. We're going to learn those things later point of time. Just it's a recapping. Okay, so here just it has a approximately 500 plus connectors, as I told you, which is used to connect any sort of system. Okay, it is a lightweight because it's a Java, and you can customize the components, or you can build, or you can create your own custom connectors, or extend the connectors, or you can write your own wrappers on top of it, and you can use it by using this, because it is developed on Java, and it has a graphical user interface, so that you don't need to work on a lot on the coding side or configuration side. Just drag and drop and implement as soon as okay. And yes, license wise it's very less compared to their other competitors. Okay, and that's the reason most of the companies are moving out from the other tools to Mulesoft, because it has the huge community support. Okay, so that's all about this thing, and let me explain how am I going to drive the sessions on each and every day. Okay, so we are going to have the recap session on each and every day. Monday we are going to have the recap session, so that we are going to discuss about the use cases what we have discussed in previous sessions, and alternative use cases, some of the best practices. Okay, and some other questions if you have anything, we will discuss it. Okay, this is for every Monday. Okay, as part of the training, after the training I'm going to provide the interview questions. Okay, and yes, it is going to efficient to uh, and support certification as well. Okay, mules of certification, you can clear it out. And yes, in resume preparation I will help you out. That's it. And what else? Yeah, what kind of concepts we are going to cover as part of this training, what kind of use cases which we are going to cover is, so basically we are going to pull out the data from the eBay. This is the e-commerce website, almost all you are aware of that, right? We are going to get the production data from the eBay, and we will publish into the City Shop Bazaar website. And within this integration use cases, we are going to use the Salesforce and JMS and FTP, SFTP. Okay, and MySQL database we are going to use. And apart from those things and other common elements which we are going to cover, we are going to use the munits. We are going to spend approximately 4 hours on this. And RAML side, I would say RAML is nothing but RESTful web services which you are going to build. Okay, here we are going to spend approximately 4 hours. Okay, and WSDL based web services or SOAP based web services, we are going to spend 3 hours. Here in these two cases, these two web services, we are going to discuss about the consumption side and publishing side. As a publisher and consumer, both we are going to discuss. Okay, and third one, we are going to discuss about the CI/CD process. Okay, how to publish your code, how to download, how to take the build, how to deploy your project. Those things we are going to discuss over here. And what are the major things? Batch processing, those are all common. I will show you out. Oh, sorry, in the meantime, let me start my project so that it will helpful for us. Okay, so what are the major other components we are going to discuss? Salesforce, JMS, FTP, SFTP. Okay, these are all the major concepts which we are going to cover. Okay, and remaining things I will show you out. I hope already you people has my curriculum with all of you, but few concepts within that curriculum we are not going to cover. That is NetSuite we are not going to cover, and the other two is let me see. My resume has that curriculum with me. Uh, no, I don't have. Just give me a few more minutes. Once it is started, I will show you out. Yeah, I mean, say only 2 to 3 concepts we are not going to cover. Okay, apart from that, we are going to cover each and everything. So in what type of scenario we have to prefer we will discuss those things, bro, once we started the training. Okay. So you told me that you are a fresher, but seems to be you have a lot of experience. Is that right? And that you are on mute. Okay. So any other questions team from anyone? Okay, Adarsh, no issues. I will discuss those things because as part of this training, I need to cover, but this is not the place we are going to discuss, right? That's the reason.
Yeah, thanks, Shrikant. It was a
Yeah.
great time. And again, the hands-on, is it just a one scenario, or do you have any other scenarios you are planning for?
No, no,
That
no.
would
We
be
are
great
going to
discussion.
discuss all these each and every day. The scenario, I'm saying, project is same. Okay.
Mhm.
Integrating the eBay with City Shop Bazaar is a project. Okay. We will
Okay.
discuss the one use case and we will extend the use case and we will enhance the use case like that from the day one to day end. Okay, last day we will continue the same use case but with the different enhancements. So for example, let me tell you, you are going to use the flow reference one concept in one scenario. Okay,
Mhm.
but if you want to use VM or JMS or async scopes, first I need to show you the scenario, then problem statement I need to explain, right? So I will take the problem statement why you need to use the VM or JMS other concepts. Okay, that way I will explain, but I won't confuse you to use multiple use cases. For example, if you what's the problem is happens, so if you go with the multiple use cases, obviously at the end of the day, you will forget what we have discussed in the first session. Okay, that's the reason mostly I will carry the same use case until the end of the training, so that once if you remember the use case, you never read the you don't need to go through the videos again and again, you never forgot it. Okay, and you will easy to recall the problem statement to use other concept. That is my way of teaching. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
if you are okay, then fine. If all of you, otherwise if you have prefer whatever the way, I'm fine. Just I will copy paste it and the same project code, right? Just we will take different use case. Maybe I will give the different use case. Maybe if you come up with the questions, I will copy paste it, right? Normally I don't like to, because I don't want to confuse the people. Okay, once you are good with the concept, you can google it, you can learn the extra. Okay, you can apply the different thoughts based on your mind or based on your thoughts which you have. Okay, let me explain the other concepts which we are going to cover. Okay, basically, okay, so here we are going to use the OAuth as well. Okay, database, we are going to use HTTP, we are going to use core elements in the core side. Oh, sorry. In the core element side, we are going to cover each and everything, even the exception handling, flow control, scopes, transformers. Okay, in the batch processing also we are going to cover approximately 97% of this we are going to cover. Okay, only few things we are not going to cover. Okay, some of them are dynamic evaluate and item invalid key, invalid cache, those things, and parse template we are not going to cover. Remaining thing, all of those we are going to cover. And add in the module section side, we are going to cover each and everything apart from the NetSuite and Workday and what other one? Yeah, apart from these two, we are going to cover each and everything. Okay. As I mentioned, apart from this MUT as well. MUT also I'm going to cover. Okay. And that's it. And Okay, let me explain the project. Okay, let me walk you through. Okay, I don't know I have the time or not, but in the real time how the project will be look like, I'm saying what kind of tools you are going to use. Let me explain. I will try my level best. uh, Sorry team, somewhere I lost that concept. Seems to be somewhere to be there. Okay, maybe once we started the training, I will show you how the real-time project will be look like. Okay, even if you want my own projects, okay, which I delivered on 3.7, you can Google it. Okay, sorry, I don't want to recommend this at this moment of time. Okay, because I will show you, because this is the demo, so I don't want to share my details at this moment of time. Okay, so let me walk you through some projects. Okay, so this is called a Mulesoft studio. Okay, by using this studio you are going to create the projects. This is almost similar to the Eclipse in your Java, if you are from the Java background. If you're .NET background, maybe Visual Studio, you can assume it, but I'm not pretty much clear with that. Okay, so there are few ways to create the projects, but just now I'm going to create normal mode. Okay, either you can import the projects from the GitHub and all, but here is a normal way. So click on this way, choose new, and then select the Mulesoft project, then choose the server and project name. The project name I'm going to give you as the dummy project name. The real time that should be represent the purpose of the project. Okay, so you should follow the naming standards over there. Okay, so here Mulesoft let us new batch, whatever it is. Okay, so these are called as servers by default. These things we will discuss how to add these servers to your studio later point of time. Okay, by clicking on this finish button, automatically it will create a skeleton project of your skeleton project. Okay, so here by default this one will use the Maven as a build tool and deploy build tool to configure. Okay, to use. Okay, so by default Maven is configured over here. Here this is the default config file will be created as part of your process. Okay, you can create any number of files. I will explain later point of time what kind of the best practices which you need to follow to create these configuration files, what kind of folder structure you need to follow to apply or to create your files. Okay, and I will explain later point of time what are these things. As part of demo, just I want to show you how easy to build your project, create your project or complete your requirement. Okay, so here HTTP is a protocol and protocol based connector which you can use to expose your services to outside world. Okay, just drag and drop the listener. What it will do is it will create an address for your application. So how it is going to create? By clicking on the plus button over here. In the real time you are going to use HTTPS, but here we are going to use HTTP, and host name it will be a DNS name in your case or static IP in your real time. Okay, here I'm going to use only the local host. Okay, default address. Okay, later point of time we'll discuss TLS, what is the TLS or SSL certification and advanced those things we can discuss. This is the address. Just assume that HTTP listener will prepare an address for you. Okay, just I'm giving you this address, just preparing the address for this. So this is for listener. Okay, so now our address is HTTP localhost 8081 test listener. This is our address. Okay, by using this address anyone can send the request to our application or they can take the data from our application. Okay, so now this is address. Now once you got the request from somebody else, okay, after that if you want to collect data from the third party system, for example eBay in our case, okay, so the requester will be used to collect the data or send the data to third party system. So here third party system is nothing but a target system. Entire MuleSoft will work on only one principle, that is called source, target and transformation. Any requirement, you can convert your requirement into this principle only. Okay, just this rule, that's it. Okay, where you're taking the data, where you're giving the data, what kind of transformations you are doing. Okay, so we are going to call the third party system eBay, and eBay is protected with OAuth based services only it is providing. Okay, so that's why I'm adding the OAuth module to my project. Okay, so once I added the OAuth project, now I need to give the credentials. Okay, so OAuth details I need to provide. For that, you need to click on the plus button. So thereafter, authentication you need to choose as client credentials grant type. We will discuss what is the OAuth, what is the basic auth, what is the NTLM based authentication, what is the digest based authentication. Okay, but this is not the right time. Okay, just I want to show you how easy this process is. Okay, so where is my OAuth details? This is my OAuth details. Okay, these are the eBay credentials which I'm going to provide it to you once we started the training. Okay, so just provide these details: client ID and client secret. Okay, and in the real time, normally what you will do is, you won't directly jump into the programming. First you will test this application by using the postman. Once these credentials are working as you expected, then only you will automate this process. Okay, now we provide all these details, and at the time of execution, this connector will pass these 4 values, and as a return it will take the access token, refresh token and expire time. Okay, so just click on the OK button. That's it now. Okay, now you need to provide the URL so that it will understand where it need to go and collect the data. Okay, so this is the URL which is we are going to provide. So it is going to collect the iPhone details. Okay, so this is a JSON format. Okay, so now let me use just logger over here. Okay, and after that also just logger. Okay, and we will transform this data. Okay, first let me show you in the real time how it is going to be look like. Okay, so
Shrikant,
yep,
sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
So, we consider listener as a source.
listener, yes, you're absolutely right. Listener is a source. I mean, a source means someone is sending the data to our address. That's the reason it's become as a source point to our flow.
Okay.
So now what you want to collect the data, right? So just whatever the one you want. Okay, just instead of drone iPhone, okay, just limit of 3 records. Okay, so normally in the real time the client will provide the details, right? So these are the information we are going to get. Okay, if you want to, this is the production data team. Okay, let me see, is the production or sorry, it's a sandbox, my apologies. Now you have the data. Okay, now you can go to item where it is located. This is the image of the particular item. Okay, okay, this is the iPhone details. Okay, iPhone image. If you want to open the exact product, okay, so just a minute. item web URL, you need to collect it and open that over here. This is the exact details. This is the image just now what we have seen, and this is the product details. This is the price information. Okay, as part of the integration, the price information we need to save in our database. Okay, so this is the information we need to save in our database. Okay, so as per the time constraint, okay, time is, we have approximately 10 more minutes are there. So now, as part of the requirement, we need to connect to a database, right? So you need to drag and drop the database connector. So once you drag and drop to your project, then you need to select the, if it is a more than one record, obviously you need to select the bulk insert, because to improve the performance of your application, how it is going to improve? It is going to avoid the creating of multiple query mapping things. Okay, I'm saying if it is only one record, it will create one query mapping. If it's a more than one record, if you still use the normal insert, that many number of query mappings will be created. To avoid that, you need to use the bulk insert. Okay, so let me start my database in the meantime. It is my, yep. Okay, I'm started my database. Let me connect to my database by using the MySQL workbench. So for anyone has any questions, team? Anyone has any questions? Okay, now we are connected to the database. Okay, so let me prepare an insert query for this. So this is the insert statement. Okay, so you should create this insert query in this format so that you can avoid the SQL injection kind of hacking techniques. Okay, so that you are not giving a chance to hacker to compromise your system. Okay, this is called a named parameters. By using the named parameters, you can avoid the SQL injection. Okay, now I prepared the insert query. Okay, just take the insert query. Okay, so paste it into your database query level. That's it. And first you need to establish a connection to your database so that it will generate a metadata for your application. Click on this plus button and use the database type. Then use the MySQL driver to your application. Okay, once you are done, you can, okay, 3306 and credentials. Okay, database you can provide. Okay, now you can click on OK button. That's it, and we are done now. Okay, so now whatever the data it is coming from the eBay, it can't understand by the database by default. So that's the reason we are going to use the transform message. Okay, this transform message, it will transform the data from the requester to a database understandable format. Let's understand how it is going to. Now if you observe over here, okay, so this transform message automatically understand what it is required by the database connector. Now the source section is not yet established because the connection is not yet established. The source metadata is not yet generated. Okay, so we'll generate a metadata. So we know what kind of data it is going to come from the request from the eBay, right? So let's take a response. let's take a copy of this data. Okay, let me take, okay, Control C. Okay, let me put it in a notepad. Okay, and save this as a JSON format. This is the JSON format. We are already aware of this. If you do not know, let me know. Okay, so this is for eBay response dot JSON file. Okay, the format is all types. Choose the save button on your desktop. Okay, now I saved it. Why? Because why I saved, I want to inform to the transform message. Okay, from this requester you are going to get this kind of data. Okay, that's the reason only. Don't worry, I'm going little bit fast. Okay, because due to the timeline. So just pick the value from your desktop, whatever you created just now. It will generate a metadata for your application now. Okay, select it. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. Now it is generated the metadata. Okay, it is generated the metadata. Now first go and delete the data from your database. Okay, so first let's identify, does we have the records or not. Yes, we have the records. Okay, so I'm going to delete it from why it is not deleting. Okay, records are deleted now. It's empty. So let's run this application. Before we are going to run, we need to create a mapping. Okay, for the mapping title, to just you can drag and drop to the specific mapping. This mapping will be provided by your BA. Don't worry. So image URL, just you can add over here, and the price details you can add over here, and item ID you can add over here. That's it. Okay, now you can save these changes. Okay, and run your application, either debug mode or normal mode. Normally I will prefer the debug mode, because whenever I face a problem I can easily recognize what happened before and after. Based on that I can apply the solution accordingly. So to run this flow, what we need, as I told you already, this listener will give an address for us. Okay, based on the address you can send or receive the data. Okay, by using, you can use the postman to send a request to your flow, which is exposed by the your listener. Okay, so I'm going to use the postman. Okay, why it is okay, no issues. So our address is, this is our address. Nodes, let me put a debugger point so that I can show you what is happening on each and every message processor level. Okay, okay, oh sorry, address is, this is the address. Okay, click on a send button now. Now we received a request. Okay, you can see this payload is 0 and just dotted lines on each and every message on this particular message processor. Move ahead. Okay, Now it is going to call the eBay and it will collect the data. It is still executing. I don't know why it is taking this much time. Okay, it is executed and it is giving the result as it like this. Okay, so we are moving ahead. This entire JSON data we can't publish into the, or we can't push to the database. So that we are taking the transform message help to transform into a database understandable format. Okay, now it is transformed into a database understandable format. Okay, and once you click on the next message processor, the data will be published into the database. Now we'll go back and see first. It is still, yeah, it is completed now. It is giving some result. Okay, let's go and verify in our database. Now you can see it is successfully inserted all these details into our database, right? So this is the process. So majorly you will concentrate on this transform message. Okay, we are going to discuss this one in detail, in depth in going forward, and the initial this section as well, listener as well. The listener we are going to use in our RESTful services and basic services as well, so basic services as well. This is a very most important. We are going to discuss these details as a source and target and transform message. So did you understand now? Is it easy or complex?
Yeah, it looks great, Shrikant. It is similar
Yeah,
to the Eclipse Studio. I think
right.
any point studio. Is it based on the Eclipse?
Yes, it's initially it was used Eclipse. Initially, I think 2012, they were used as a plugin in the Eclipse. They don't have any studios in
Yeah.
2012. They're just a plugin. After that, 2015, they come up with the Mulesoft Studio. From there
Okay.
onwards, they changed a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So here we are adding this flow from listener to the end
Yeah.
target system. So we are seeing it within this Eclipse tool, but as
Yeah.
a non-technical business guys, if they want to see whether the data has been processed on the one batch, so where do we see that? That is the monitoring capability which I was asking you in the last question.
Okay, that kind of you have to, if you observe over here, they can't see exactly what happened. But once
Hmm.
you enable in the flow level event,
Okay.
default event tracking,
Oh, got it. Okay.
so there you can see. I mean, this is one I'm explaining. Okay, entire
Sure.
process
Yeah.
level, what happened, you will come to know that, but they can't understand. BJ people, they can't understand. To be frank to say.
Yeah. So even for us to track, just do we need to see the error messages and see and reprocess them?
Yeah, you can come to know that what happened. For example, each and every message has the unique ID, that is
Yeah.
other
Message
than
ID.
yeah, something like that. Uh, what is it is called as tracking ID or something like that, but once I see the screen, then I will come to know that. Okay,
Sure.
that
Yeah.
ID, it will keep on passes to the end of the screen, end of the message processor. Based on that ID, you will come to know that, or you can track it when it was failed. What is the last message which is processed by that message processor? You will come to know that.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, others. Sorry, I'm not answered your questions. Okay, how many years we can survive on Mulesoft technologies without jumping other technologies? You can survive minimum to minimum 5 years to 7 years, bro. Why? Because yeah, you, instead of saying that 4 years to 7 years, you can say that, because MuleSoft is coming up with a lot of features and lot of enhancements each and every year. Okay, So even the competitors want to compete with the Mulesoft with this phase. Okay, it will take minimum to minimum 4 years. After the 4 years, if they want to compete, they want to come up with the innovative ideas. Okay, so it will take 7 years if they were. Okay, otherwise even the Mulesoft is supporting by the sorry, it is backed by the Salesforce. So Salesforce won't lose it as is, right? So they purchased, they acquired this company, I think last 2 years before, with a huge bidding. Okay, so they won't lose. Minimum
Yeah,
you
to
can
add
expect.
point,
Yeah,
yeah, to add points to that, Srikanth and others, so the three giants of market is like SAP, Oracle, and Salesforce. So
yeah,
definitely Salesforce doesn't want to lose their tools and technologies. So yeah, MuleSoft is completely copied by say SAP already with the CPI, which I'm working on right now with PO and CPI,
yeah,
which is like a copy of all these Mule ESB tools.
yeah.
But yeah, it is like competition will be there, but at the end, MuleSoft will be like a huge market has in US, I can say.
Yeah, because of open source, just you need to remember that open source is a
Yeah,
very most important point. Yeah, and
yeah,
community.
open source. Yeah, $500,000 license versus
Yeah.
open source with a limited cost. If you have Salesforce license, it is completely free. So that is why they are trying to.
Mm.
Even my organization, they're trying to push MuleSoft, but yeah, we have been learning and trying to do others.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Adarsh. Yep. Anyone else? Any other questions? And the batch will be get started on every day morning at 7:30 a.m. Okay, and end up with 8:30 a.m. itself.
Sure,
Okay,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, I think it is going to start from Monday onwards. Hopefully, everything goes smooth.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks, Srikanth. I know it's been late night for you. We
Yeah.
are all excited for this course. Maybe, yeah, definitely
Yeah,
me. I'm
sorry,
not about
first,
sure
my
about it.
apologies. Morning as a actually, there is a plan to take the session on morning, but unfortunately, network connectivity issue and not able to
Yeah,
connect properly. Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, my
problem.
apologies.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, team. Thank you very much. We'll meet you on Monday. Okay.
yeah,
Have a great weekend. Go ahead. Thank
yeah.
you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank
everyone. Have a good night. Yep. Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye. No, you don't need to learn the Mule 3.x, bro. It's already deprecated, and even companies are moving out from the 3.x to 4.x. Even the Mulesoft stopped supporting the 3.x futures. Okay, it will be a big problem. Okay, thank you, team. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Shrikant. It is
Thank you.
interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.